Alrighty, welcome back everyone to another episode of Spilled Milk. We have another guest joining us today. My girlfriend Mary is joining today. Hello.
Hello. We love Mary more than we love Austin.
Yes. So sit back, just enjoy listening, and hopefully you guys get a couple of good laughs out here. So, how's life, Mary? It's not like I see you all the time, but...
You don't see me all the time.
Well, not as much anymore, but...
It's good, yeah?
Yeah?
Just finished finals.
Bleh.
Bleh, bleh.
Congrats on finishing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more semester.
Woo!
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
And then you're off to PT school?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Okay, what do you want to know from her? That's
Well-
the question.
Well, I wanted her to spill some tea on Austin, but I don't know if she has any.
Do you have any questions about Austin?
Mm-hmm. Here's
Do you remember the first time he farted in front of you?
Yeah, it was probably like the first date.
No, it wasn't. I did, on our first date, I tried very hard to not be gassy.
Okay. It's probably like the second day. He didn't really care, and I don't really care, so.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
And they don't stink, so that's a bonus.
Sometimes.
Really? Sometimes they fucking
And
do.
he thinks I'm lying about it too.
This weekend, I was up at school with her, and we were just hanging out in her room, and I ripped a couple of times, like really quiet, and then I let one really fly, and that one, she was like, "Oh my gosh!" and like opened the window and everything. Yeah.
It was bad.
Dude, some of it, we have one very distinct memory of one of his farts.
Yeah.
It's ingrained.
Wait, which
The
one?
one on the drive to Grand
Oh, yeah,
Junction.
Yeah, when we
The
were
egg one.
stuck inside of a box.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
the
we
good
couldn't
news-
even open the windows because it was like a blizzard outside.
Well, the good news is we're going to Grand Junction tomorrow, and I do not plan on having like rotten eggs. So
Hard-boiled eggs.
you guys might be stuck with it again.
Great. Yeah, I don't know if we told this story already, but our friend, he like let it rip very silently, so no one heard it. But then our
Very.
other friend was like, Austin, like, did you bring food? Like, what? Like,
Did you
did
bring
you just
eggs?
open? Yeah, and it smelled like hard-boiled eggs, and we were like, yeah, what the fuck is that smell? And you tried to like let it go unnoticed, and then you were just like, okay, like I fucking.
Okay, I farted. Okay, guys, I'm sorry.
It's just funny that everyone immediately went to you. Everyone
Literally.
was just like, Austin, what was that?
Literally, everyone just started firing all cylinders. It's gonna be tough to get like. I mean, you guys know a lot about me too, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
different person really around Mary.
Nope.
I wouldn't say so.
That's
I think
good.
it's the same.
Good. He's not a two-faced bitch.
No.
No. I mean, I try to be more like not idiotic. Like I can get away with being an absolute idiot in front of you guys. And it's not like I can't in front of you, but it's just like I try to listen. Her face disagrees.
Yeah.
But
That's all the tea I needed.
I definitely say some very out-of-pocket stuff with her, but with you guys, it's way more out of pocket.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
Listening to him talk to you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely just let it fly.
Yeah, no, you have me like gobsmacked when you open your mouth
Literally.
sometimes.
There was one time, Mary, when we went to the gym. I think actually right before I came down to see you one weekend, and like we were just talking from the gym, and Kendall was like, Austin, you say the most unhinged shit. Like you cannot say all this stuff, and I'm like, I only say it around you guys.
Yeah,
it's not bad,
but you like constantly will like say like, oh no, like I can't open up to you. You won't look at me the same. And I'm like, Austin, I regularly don't look at you the same after you say some shit.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's just all a facade though, and I'm just putting it on to seem mysterious.
What?
I don't know. Kendall
Alright.
wants to know like my deepest, darkest secrets.
I
She
do.
wants to know like everything.
I'm fucking nosy. I want to know.
I know,
But it would help. It would help me understand you better.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody wants to know your deepest, darkest because you always like, you're like a tease about it. Like you like, well, like, oh, like if you guys knew, like, but then you don't say anything. And you've said that so many fucking times. Like the buildup is crazy. And I just know the day you actually tell me what is on your mind, I'm going to be like, really? Like that was fucking it?
No, I'm telling you, from what I can remember, it's not that you'll look at me differently, but it's not going to be like, really, that was it. It's more than that.
See, that makes me want to fucking know.
Exactly.
What is your deepest, darkest secret?
I don't really have
Do
one.
I know it?
Wait, I don't really what? I don't really have one. Now you're just lying.
Well, it depends on what you mean, deepest, darkest secret. I mean, what?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Yeah, tell us right now on this podcast.
I don't know if you know.
Maybe. Do I know all your secrets?
Probably. I'm a pretty open book. Like, I'm open with them, but I'm like real open with you.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I'm like, Mary, what are his deepest, darkest secrets?
Because even on our first date, you were very, very open.
Yeah.
And you asked me some really deep questions.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Really? Like what?
I can't remember. There was...
Honestly, I remember the day, but I don't really remember what we talked about.
We talked about your parents' divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And then my parents' situation.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
I do remember
probably
that. That is pretty deep for a first date.
Yeah. Well, that was also... My junior year, it was a very, like, weird spot mentally. Because, like, I was going in to be an RA again. There was a lot of weird tension at the house. And, like... All like summer, because it was post-COVID too. Mm-hmm. So like I was stuck with my family from February until I left in July.
Yeah.
You know, and like like my only outlet was when like we would sneak out, you know, and go do stuff during COVID. It was, because otherwise you were with your family.
That was a weird fucking time.
It was.
I completely forgot about that.
Right?
Yeah.
But then like, especially right before I went to college, there was just some weird family tension kind of going on. Mm-hmm. Partially my fault, but also like, just like everybody pissed everybody off or like did something to make everyone mad. So then it was just the whole family was just like on edge at both my dad and my mom's house. So I think that it was just very like on my mind at the time.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, how long did you guys know each other before you went on your first date?
Oh.
I met her the beginning of August. We probably went on our first date towards mid to late August.
It was probably like a week or two after.
Okay.
We had known each other.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys went out pretty fast.
Yeah, we actually did start like dating and talking pretty fast. Given though, like her roommate, I was good friends with her roommate, you know, and so like we spent a lot of time together.
Stopped by our room a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, well, because of Mary, but also like it was weird for me because like I was hanging about like I was a freshman RA. So it's like I knew one person like really well, so I just kind of like gravitated towards them if I'm not with my like other friends and like other RA people, because it's like they weren't really in my building and I wasn't really in their building a lot. So like the person that I would gravitate towards would be Mary and her roommate a lot. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's try to pull the trigger on it. And then I asked her on a date.
You look like you
Person
are
knows that story.
disagreeing
I
with
do know
everything that he said.
No, I agree.
Austin and I used to play video games together all the time, and he would just be like on the in-game call and be like, "There's this girl who lives on my floor, and she's like really cute." And you talk about her every day.
Literally.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm never gonna forget our first date. Because of you, yes. but also because
Puurich.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it was like I told Puurich, I was like, bro, like I got the date with the chick, and he was like hyping me up, and it was like the night before I was on RA duty on the weekend because we were doing something, I think Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday because I think your birthday was on Sunday. Regardless of what it is, right? So it was on a weekend, so I was up till 2 a.m, and we were meeting at like 5:45 or something.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and I got back and I was texting Puurich.
Yeah.
And then I woke up at like 5 or something like that, and I texted him, "This dude's still awake." And then he was like, we were like sending each other like video Snapchats, and he was like hyping me up before I went. Yeah.
So cute.
It was very cute.
I do remember, not like all the details, but I remember like the first time I was like, "Oh, like, do you have a picture? Like, I want to see." I think you showed me and Emily at the same time, but I remember you showed me a picture with her. I think it was maybe you two and one other girl. Like, I think it was from like a hike or something.
Yep. Oh, Katie. Yeah.
But that was like the first time I saw it, and we were all like, "Oh my god, she's so cute. Like, we were so excited
Aw.
for you.
We went on like a backpacking trip
Mm-hmm.
all together, and we took pictures, and then that's when I could tell she kind of started liking me.
Yeah, you were like, it's this girl. Like, she's really cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
you guys were good hype people too at the time.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, here's a question that will possibly make Austin look good.
Yes.
What is the most romantic thing he's ever done for you?
Oh boy. The most romantic thing?
Mm-hmm. He's like done or said.
There's a few things that I can think of that I find romantic, but I don't know if you necessarily do. But
I don't know. I think it's just like the small things that you do though. Is like listening to me when I'm talking or when I just need a hug or something. But I don't know if it's our first date was pretty romantic. Is the hammocking for the sunset or the sunrise.
I remember
That
you,
was really
you told your
romantic.
parents about that, and your dad was like not a huge fan.
No, neither was your family either. They were like, hammocking?
Yeah, that's true. My family was not a fan of the hammocking.
Really?
I was down. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is sick.
Oh wait, I got one. When you asked me to be your girlfriend, you
Oh,
took
yeah.
me to a lake
Oh
up
yeah.
at Gunnison. It
Yeah,
was
we
really
went
pretty.
up to a small town outside of Gunnison called Lake City, and we just bebopped, got some ice cream, and then drove around and hung out by a lake, and that's
Bebop.
where we started dating.
Yeah.
Aw.
That was pretty romantic.
How long has it been now? Like 3 years?
3 years
Wow.
and some change. We started dating in September, so 3 years and
Yeah.
3
Long
months.
time.
3 months and
Are
3
you
years
sick
and
of me
change.
yet?
No,
Are you sick of him yet?
I know
No.
that's the better question. It has been a pretty fast
Never.
3 years though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
because like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's definitely been a quick 3 years.
But I mean, a year and a half has been long distance, so
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
true.
probably why.
Half of it has been.
Yeah.
That's trippy.
Damn.
It was funny because so we started dating and we both lived in Gunnison for a year, and then I stayed the summer. She went back the summer, and then we were there for my senior year, and then at the end of that, she stayed the summer, and then I left for the summer. So like we
Yeah.
were only there together for like the 9 or 10 months or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
Well, since you guys have done so much long distance and you've been together so long, what do you think is your biggest piece of advice for how to have a successful relationship in that department?
I think definitely communication is the biggest thing for us, is what we've been working on lately.
Because it used to be really bad.
It was,
At
and
the-
I think that's mostly my bad.
At the beginning of
I-
distance, it was pretty bad.
She's a self-aware queen.
Well, I kind of called her out on a little. In the
Yeah.
beginning, I kind of called her out because like there was times where like I'd hear from her in the morning, and then she'd just be like, "Hey, sorry, I had a busy day at work. Love you, night." And then there was a point, and I was like, "Hey, we need to like talk. Like I get you had a busy day, but like so did I."
I'm not good at texting at all. Like I hate
Yeah.
texting so bad. I don't like doing
Fair.
it. And so I'll see it like 10 hours later, and I'm like, oh, I should answer that. My bad.
That's
But
yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing. Also, when we like have arguments, I was really bad at arguments. Because I would just get mad very quickly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't communicate how I felt very well.
Mhm.
So it was like kind of learning how to
Yeah.
communicate in that way. And I think just listening to each other a lot, being
Yeah.
patient
Mm-hmm.
is the biggest thing.
You just have to make time.
Mm-hmm.
You have the time. It's if you choose to make it.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
If they wanted to, they would.
Exactly.
Literally though.
For
Mhm.
sure.
You've been in a long distance relationship too before.
Yeah.
Like, do you agree with those things? Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is communication. Is like
Mm-hmm.
the lack of it
Yeah.
will deteriorate your relationship like really fast.
Do
It
you
sucks.
feel like I'm curious because I've never been in a long distance relationship, but do you feel like if the communication is good, it's really easy to make up for that lack of like physical?
100%. But I'm also like the type of person that hates texting. So like, even if you're having a busy day, I would rather you take 2 minutes out of your time to call me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have those moments every now and then.
Yeah.
Where we'll just chat on the phone.
I'll call you when I'm like walking back from
Yeah, and I'm on
class.
lunch or
Mhm.
something. Yeah.
Mhm. It was better when you were online for work though. Now that
It was a
you're
lot easier.
in person, I can't do that.
Well, it's different because even at my old job, they weren't as strict on phones and stuff like that. So it's not like I would get away with texting, but like they would say like no phones at your desk, but like everyone would have their phone out at their desk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like we cannot take our phones out near our desk, otherwise you literally will get fired. So like I can text, but it's a lot harder to call. Like I have to be out of the like
That's
physical office. Texting's easy, but calling is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, so we have to schedule our FaceTime calls.
That's fair.
Yeah. We just do it on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just kind of pick a day or two usually. Because she works Monday through Wednesday, and that might change, but
probably not.
no. Oh, well, that's good. Nope. Because last year, remember, you had like a weird schedule. Our FaceTime day would be like Tuesday. Like she'd work like Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So like we'd talk on Tuesday, and then I wouldn't talk to her too much for like 2 days. And then Friday would come, and then we would talk, but then we were both just kind of like, But
yeah.
For you, as like a spontaneous person, did it feel easier for you to just call when you could, or did you also like schedule specific?
I prefer not to schedule, but if it needs to be done, then it needs to be done. Yeah.
You'll just be like, hey, do you want to chat on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can't right now. Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little while.
Yeah.
A couple hours we can chat. Yeah. That makes sense.
I really do commend people who are able to make long distance work though, because it is such a big strain on a relationship, and it seems so difficult.
It's hard.
I know a couple people in my family. My aunt on my dad's side, her and her now husband did distance literally their entire dating relationship.
Damn.
For like 5 years.
Damn.
Like they dated for like 5.5 years, and they like started dating when they spent more time together, and then they both like went their own direction and like went to different states for like years, and like saw each other very, very like minimal times, and now they're married and they have 3 kids.
Fuck yeah.
That makes me think of like people who start dating when one partner is in prison. Like how does that work?
No, you're right though.
Because like you're like
visiting hours.
Yeah, I guess. But like, how do you meet each other?
Yeah.
You just walk into prison one day and it's like, oh, that guy's cute.
I always figure that they probably met like right before.
Okay,
or
that's fair.
But,
That's fair.
But I would get like I would assume though that you have to have an established relationship for at least a while, because otherwise like if they went to jail I'd be like, oh well, I guess it's not gonna work out.
I bet you that there are definitely some people that like your brother's in jail or something like that, and you go to visit him, and one of his friends is there, and then you meet him, and then you start visiting him.
That's
and
fair.
then and I'm probably few and far between, but now I'm kind of thinking like, wait.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that episode of Family Guy where Meg is like dating the prisoner guy?
No.
Well, there's like an episode where that happens, but she like meets him through. They did like a pen pal thing at school or whatever, and they were like talking to them. But I'm like, do people actually do that? Like, can you just like become a pen pal with like someone in prison?
There's like a website where you just like
then maybe that's how they
find like the mugshot, and they're like, oh, that guy looks cool. Let me send him an email or whatever.
Dude, imagine like seeing a person and just be like, hey, I'm looking for a pen pal, you know, and I know that prison can get blah blah blah, like and then you get like you become friends with them, and then you're like, so if you don't mind me asking, what'd you do? And they're like, I murdered 6 people. They're like, oh.
I'd be like, it's like obviously they're in prison, but it's like, what happens if I stop writing them? Like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Would you ever be a pen pal with a prisoner?
I think it would be cool.
I'd be down.
Cause for the most part, prisoners who are in prison are like reformed, or like they're like good people, you know.
But also like it depends on the type of prison, because
that is true.
Like obviously I wouldn't reach out to someone in like a maximum security.
They don't.
Yeah, they probably won't allow you anyway.
Yeah. The solitary confinement guys, they're just like slipping little letters underneath. Yeah, I mean, there's like even like a halfway house too.
What is a halfway house?
Where like, so you're out of jail, you got out of jail, and you don't really like have anywhere to go. So you'll go to like I guess technically it's like a very minimum security prison, but like they provide you housing and food and stuff like that, and kind of help you get a job for 6 months to a year, just so you can kind of get your feet under you, save up some money, because like, I mean, in prison you can't really make money or like save anything. So it's like halfway to the real world.
And that's just for prisoners? I feel like they should do that shit for like a lot of people.
I mean,
what the fuck?
They do it particularly for prisoners.
Yeah.
There's one in Golden. There's a whole halfway house like system there. When you're I'm trying to think of how to explain it,
because I feel like there will be people who get out of foster care and have less help than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The halfway house is right next to like the mills. There's a halfway house like down. It's called South Golden Road. We've driven down it a whole bunch of times, but yeah, there's a huge like very minimal security like prison there. That's a whole bunch of like almost like dorms and a whole bunch of people there, and they work and go in and out, and yeah.
I also think sometimes they're forced to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As their sentence and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like community service, that they like have good behavior, or like say if their prison sentence is like 5 years, they get let out in 4, but they have to do a halfway house for a year.
I feel like that sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
I mean, it is, but you're not really going. I mean, you can't really do much after that because places don't really hire convicts very frequently.
Yeah.
True.
I guess so.
You also have to pay to go to jail. I didn't know that.
You do?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How does
I
that
knew
make
somebody
sense?
and she was like, "Yeah, you have to pay to go to jail."
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
What if you don't have any money?
Yeah, that's fucked, actually.
And if you think about, now that I think about it, bro, Golden's kind of scuffed. There's a halfway house, there's a juvie,
Yeah.
and then there's the big like prison.
Yeah.
All literally within like 5 minutes of each other.
Wow.
Yeah, like right by my middle school and high school, and by the big court building.
And you make fun of Aurora.
Aurora's pretty bad.
I mean, say what you want, but hers is already on my side. So.
Aurora's pretty bad.
Yeah. We went to a mall one time because I was looking for a new mattress. Just walking in. Oh, nice mall. Looks nicely redone. She goes, "Yeah, this is the mall where the shooting happened." And I was like, "And you had to say that?" I was like, "You had to say that."
I mean, it's not a big deal. It happened.
I mean, yeah, it happened a
Not
long time
happening.
before that, but I was just like, if you didn't say that,
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed my experience maybe a little more, just because I don't love that.
I mean, these days it happens in so many places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, we don't need to dive down that topic
Yeah.
too much. That's so funny though. I remember that. I still think I give Mary a really hard time about where her parents live, and obviously she has no say over this because like even where we live, right? So like my dad lives in Evergreen, right? Mountainous area, Golden. You guys live in Arvada, so like you see the mountains. There's a lot of stuff around, right? You can't really like go anywhere without driving like to the mountains really, to where you're not going to see a lot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you could see pretty much all of Denver. When you're going to Mary's house, I'm not kidding you, you see a whole bunch of houses, like hundreds of thousands of houses, just all together. And then you literally go over one hill, literally nothing. There's like a water tower in the background. Like you go over one hill and it's literally Kansas.
Well, they built a lot over there.
They
It used to be like
They
prairie
definitely have
everywhere.
built a lot, but I mean, towards your portion, they're getting there. But yeah, I mean, it's barren out there. You
In
go
Colorado, anywhere east of like the metro area
Literally.
is just
Mhm.
grass.
anywhere if you're going towards the airport, that whole any airport east, literally nothing is there but a
Yeah.
highway.
Mhm.
And
To
maybe
be
some
fair
goats.
though, Colorado is so fucking expensive now.
No, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Because
pretty
I would
crazy.
fucking love to live in Evergreen, but I can't afford that shit. So
Oh, I would love to
I
live.
can't
in
even afford to
Evergreen.
live in Denver.
If you do want to live in the mountains, obviously it's expensive, but it's not like Evergreen expensive.
I'm trying to live where your parents
I do.
Yeah, that's what
where
happened.
my dad lives is a pretty sick spot.
Yeah.
But where my dad originally lived when my parents first split. It's called Genesee. It's like, imagine Golden without like a main street, right? But just like one giant like like neighborhood on a mountain. It's not like as separated as like where my dad lives, but
Mhm.
I mean, you could definitely find a house there for.
No,
Yeah, you can.
it is expensive over there.
It is not Evergreen expensive.
Not Evergreen expensive, but it's still expensive.
It's expensive, but I mean, it's cheaper than Golden. Like downtown Golden, you get a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house for $650,000. In Genesee, you could have a 3-bedroom house, 2-car garage, access to pools, right, for the same price, maybe a little bit less if it's an older townhome.
But then you have all those in North Dakota. You can get it for $300,000.
That's also true.
Exactly.
Do you want to live in North Dakota?
No.
Exactly. I mean, Genesee would be a pretty sweet place to go live again because, like, it's like 15 minutes from Golden.
Yeah.
You're right off of I-70, but, like, it's quiet. That's the thing, is you can't hear the highway. That's the key. That's where I want to live. I want to live somewhere to where you can't hear any major road. The only time you, like, hear a car is if it's, like, right in your driveway. That's the goal.
Then you have to drive on 70.
I've been driving on 70 ever since I got my license.
It's so annoying now, though.
70 is not nearly as bad as 25.
Yeah,
That's
awful.
I'd take 70 every single day of the week over 25
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm at least moving.
Yeah.
But there are points when, like during the winter season, it's so bad that you can't move.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
70 is pretty bad during ski season.
During ski season, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's most of the time.
I'd still take 70 over 25 because
Me too.
would I take brutal in the winter for a good chunk of the year or brutal between the hours of 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Yeah, but there's back roads that you can take on 25.
Yeah.
I guess.
Still take 70. I'll still take 70. That's literally one of the reasons I'm like so like confident in like driving and like confident with a whole bunch of cars around me is driving up and down 70, especially to my dad's house. I mean, it was like 25 minutes one way on 70 to and from school. So like I just got used to it, you know? Yeah. 225 is pretty bad though too. There's like yeah, gosh, it's brutal.
Yeah. I think Colorado roads in general are pretty
They're
fucking
terrible.
bad. Yeah.
There's way too many people in this state. We
Yeah.
need everybody to move.
And they don't know how to drive.
I'm not going to lie. Borderline, I would consider moving to Wyoming.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
It's literally Colorado with about a tenth of the people.
Yeah.
If not, probably
Yeah.
less. Or I would also love to move to Montana because it's way bigger than Colorado with less people than Colorado too. Montana and Wyoming and Idaho, very underrated states. Now the Dakotas, okay, you're getting a little out there, but
Yeah. What about like Nebraska?
it's too flat.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's not a lot of people there, but there's just nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know, like Montana and Idaho and Wyoming, like you could go skiing, you could go camping. Like
Yeah.
in Nebraska, you're gonna see a cornfield and then see some cows.
Yeah.
And then see a cornfield, then see some cows.
Yeah.
See a water tower, see some cows. That's like
That's
all
fair.
Nebraska is. The Dakotas, the cool part of South Dakota around like Mount Rushmore, like the Black Hills, it's very like Colorado-y vibes.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird.
I'd be down to move to like South Dakota.
If you go on like the
Maybe not like long term, but I would live there.
If you go to the square
how
the
long?
bottom left, the
Like a couple
southwest
years.
corner of South Dakota is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it's close to like Wyoming and Montana and stuff.
I want to live in all the expensive places.
You want to or don't
Yeah,
want to?
I do want to, but I'm poor.
New York.
LA.
I really want to go to Washington, like Seattle.
Oh yeah,
hmm
Seattle would. Be
I haven't
sick.
been there before, but I think that I would really like the weather there.
Me
I
too. I think
really
I would
like
fucking
gloomy
thrive
weather.
Very gloomy,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that shit though.
It's gloomy like 300 days out of the year though.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, which is fair. And if you are, I'm just what I realized or what I didn't realize is like there's some people that I work with who lived in Seattle, and they're like, people think it's dark, and then they live there, and then they realize like how dark it really is.
Mhm.
Because like there's
Imagine living
sun,
in
but-
like Alaska though,
Yeah.
Oof.
yeah.
like 24 hours a day.
Didn't
Yeah.
you
No
say you would
sun.
like you think
I would
you,
be down to
yeah.
live there.
I'd be
You seem like
definitely-
you'd be down to live like anywhere.
I'd be down to go to
Yeah.
Alaska for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Like just kind of something different, but I mean it's pretty. I feel like it's barren out there.
Yeah, my dad hated it when he was there.
Yeah. It's also come a long way though since your dad was there.
That's true.
I really feel like I would live anywhere if like I was surrounded by all the people I love.
That's fair.
Aw.
Like if all of us lived in a house together, I would go fucking anywhere. We could go to buttfuck Kansas. I don't fucking care.
Pittsburgh.
Gosh, Mary wants to move to Pittsburgh so bad.
I think once you get to like Midwest, I'm pushing it.
Midwest is pretty brutal.
Aren't we considered the Midwest?
No, we're considered West.
We're considered West, yeah.
But like Midwest is grass and corn.
Like when you drive and you can't see anything, like you can't see a building 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Like it's so flat that like you could see your dog run across the border of the state. That thing runs away, you know exactly where it went. It's kind of like how Texas is though too.
I don't want to go to Texas though.
I'd be down to live in Texas.
I'd be down to live in Texas for the real estate value.
Yeah.
True.
We all individually could buy like a nice home individually. Like a beautiful, very large, spacious house in Texas.
Yeah, I still don't really want to go there.
Why not?
I just don't want to go there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm like, I know it's like unfair of me, but I have like, I think a lot of preconceived notions about a lot of the people there. And everyone I've like met here who's from Texas, I'm like,
that's fair.
Texas people are kind of weird. There's definitely some.
The Texas license plates on the road.
they piss me
Yeah,
the
you
fuck
see-
off.
Isn't it funny how like we all will see a Texas plate and just be like, you don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or California.
Californians are pretty bad too.
I could never live in
Yeah.
California.
Me either.
I'll never forget when me and Emily went on our trip to California, and I remember at that point in my life I was like dying to live in LA because I just was a Cali girl for a while. And I remember it was like my first time really being deep in the city, and I was driving at the time, and I was driving like a fucking psycho, but I remember Puurich was like, yeah, I could see you living here. And I was like, really? I took it as, I was like, really?
Presses her hair back.
I think I could live in California, not in any of the like big cities.
I would live like
Just
in
like
San
the
Diego
burbs.
or like
I'd be down to live in San Diego.
I haven't been there before, but I really want to go to San Fran. I think I would like it there.
You give me San Fran vibes.
Yeah.
Hella NorCal, yeah.
I think I'm very like West vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I would love so badly to fit the persona of New York, but every time I go there, I'm just so fucking overwhelmed. Like,
You should. Yeah, when we were there, it was pretty.
it's just a lot. It's very
also went-
overstimulating.
It's very overstimulating, and like
Yeah.
I don't get. For Mary, I know Mary gets very stimulated and like anxious with that, and like, and I don't. Oh, and I don't, but like, what, like,
yeah.
whoa,
It's
Yeah.
just
Like,
a lot. There's so many people
there
there.
are so many
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
everywhere,
And just
It's
like
crazy.
the lifestyle of it is just so fast paced, and like you're just
Yes.
always on the move, and it just feel like you spend so much time of your day just fucking getting places.
Fuck that.
It was crazy, dude. We would like take a cab, 3 miles took you 45
Yeah.
minutes, and it's
Yeah.
like,
It's
Dude,
a
you
lot.
could walk faster than that.
Yeah.
I know.
And I think it would be
It's
one of those
crazy.
places where I'd love to like travel to those big cities for like work every now and then,
Mhm.
but I don't think I could live there. But I think that's what appeals me to like Seattle. It's like I think I am very much like a city kind of person, but I like that Seattle, it's a big city, but it's not like New York City, LA,
Yeah.
like
It's not quite
where
there yet.
everybody is like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm going here to live my dreams. Like it's like, but it's still a city.
I'm going here to live my dreams in a 400 square
Yeah.
foot apartment that doesn't have
In
a
this
sink.
fucking dumpster fire.
Would you guys
Yeah.
move to Florida?
No.
No,
I'm not really a beachy person. Or
I think I'd be
a
down.
tropical.
I'd be
or-
down.
I think I'd prefer like West Coast.
West Coast
Mhm.
Florida.
No, like
Oh, like
like San Diego.
oh, Tijuana is nearby.
I wouldn't go to Tijuana.
I don't love the East Coast, but like there's definitely some good pockets there though.
Yeah.
There is.
Like southern southeastern Georgia along the coast, and like South Carolina down to like northern Florida. There are some sweet places to live that aren't like beachy, but are like you take your boat, you can go fishing,
Yeah.
you live on like the outer, like I think like Outer Banks.
Yeah.
You know, like there's all of the canals and stuff, and you travel here and there, and I think that could be super fun to live in.
I
That
can
would be
definitely
super fun.
see you somewhere like that.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun. Just for a couple of years, just to give it a shot. Because also when I first saw Outer Banks, especially during COVID, when I was locked up, I was like, dude, what I would do to go to Charleston, South Carolina right now, rent a boat and just drive to work on my boat. Are you kidding me? That'd be sick.
That's what I wanted to do too.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we were in Florida for her birthday, the Panhandle was nice. It's just very touristy.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It was just, there's so many people that go there. It's like run down.
It's vacation. That's all I see.
Yeah, that's
it as.
literally it.
Not living.
Trying to think of some other places. Alabama.
No.
Alabama.
Not.
Alabama.
Sweet home Alabama.
I only would want to live in Gulf Shores because I've seen pictures and it looks cool. But
I'll let you know how Mississippi is.
oh yeah.
I know someone who lives in Mississippi.
You do?
Yeah, he's enjoying it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who?
His name's Denton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where in Mississippi?
He goes to Ole Miss, so wherever that is.
I think Jackson.
His name is what? Denton.
Yes.
I like that name.
I think Ole Miss is in Jackson.
I think he's like originally from there, so he grew up there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
University of Mississippi is in University, Mississippi. Not lying. Ole Miss literally is in the city of University, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Are you serious? That's the city?
The University of Mississippi is located in University, Mississippi. Yes.
Bro.
That is so fucking
I'm not
helpful.
lying. Yeah. I thought
some
it was
reason,
like Jackson or something.
It's probably pretty close.
For some reason, that reminds me of the East-West Bowl on Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah. The East-West Bowl. Donkey
The
team.
boing
team.
shower handle.
Um,
Construction.
construction noise, Lewis. What about like not like a Virginia, like West Virginia. You're not like
I feel
East
like I
East
don't know
Coast, but you're not
anything.
Midwest.
Pennsylvania.
I feel like I don't know anything about any of these places.
That's fair. I feel like because that's along the Appalachian Mountain Range, so there's something there. I guess.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even picture where Virginia. I'm so ass at geography. I have no idea where Virginia is.
So the East Coast, but not on the coast. Little bit more in.
Yeah.
Like above. Do you know where South Carolina is?
No.
Okay, well,
Tennessee.
No.
It's kind of like
Oh,
where
New York.
Arizona is,
It's
but
below
like
New York.
Okay.
on the other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I'm very much West Coast, I think.
I think you could definitely fit in NorCal and like Oregon and Washington. I think
Mhm.
that
I could see
definitely
that
be
for
Yeah.
sure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I think I would also like the weather in Oregon. I don't know. I've heard that people there are like really nice and really cool. But I just feel like it's not my vibe.
I feel like it would be.
Really?
I consider those
It
like
depends.
the same place.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I view Oregon as very different. I mean, I view like Washington, Oregon, and California as like very different vibes. I think
Really?
I could like match myself to any of them, but I think Seattle is like how I feel in my life
That's
right
fair.
now.
I see. I mean, my stepbrother goes to University of Oregon in Eugene, and he says that there's just a lot of hippies. But I mean,
Yeah. I
You
think
live
it
in
is
Boulder.
very
Oregon.
like that in Oregon, yeah.
yeah. He said, I went up to him and I was like, "Okay, if you had to rate the girls like average on 1 to 10, because he's a freshman in college, he can do that, right?" And he was like, average, I would say is like a 6.5, and I'm like, not higher, and he goes, no, and I was like, okay, that's fair, and he was like, because there's like your regular kind of everyday city type of people, but then also Eugene, where it is like very hippie, very bouldery, and he told me the other day, he was like, it's either you're a hippie, like a flower child, or like really goth, or like a normal city kind of goer. And there's like no in between. There's like 3 types of people there.
That's really like different. They're like
Yeah.
all very different.
That's also Eugene though. Like Portland is different. Portland is very similar to Seattle, I feel like. Because it's a coastal Pacific Northwest city. So I think it brings similar vibes.
I think I would really like the weather in both of those places. That I think is what really draws me to that. I really don't like hot, warm climates. Is it humid in Seattle?
I would assume so.
Probably.
Yeah. It's not like Florida humid. It's a different type of humid.
It's like cold humid.
Emily said this to me once, and it has always stuck with me. She was like, the best weather is when it feels like there is no weather. And I was like, yes, bitch. That is so fucking right. Because I fucking hate when it's cold, and I fucking hate when it's hot. So I'm like...
Those times in the early summer when we all would get done with school, and we'd like see each other for the first time in a while, and we'd like go to the park and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's no wind, but it's not too hot. Those are that's the perfect weather right there.
And it's like, I do like when there's like sunshine and it's bright out, but I hate when the sun is just fucking like blasting on you. That shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
I do not thrive in the heat. It like literally aggravates me. In Arizona.
Yeah, when we were in Arizona, when it was 115.
Oh yeah, dude, that shit like
it
like puts me in an instantly bad mood, and I just feel like it's like draining all of my life energy away. It's like I feel like I'm a sponge, and I'm just like losing all my moisture, and then but at the same time I'm sweaty and I'm sticky, and I'm just tired, and I want to lay on the ground and cry. And I just don't fucking like it.
I think it's hilarious how deceiving it is. Because you'll be in your air-conditioned car, and you're like, it looks hot. And then you open the door, and instantly the heat
it's like an oven. It's like when you open the oven.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like you could be in that AC, and you could be like freezing and like, oh, I'm so ready for like the sun. And then like,
and then you're done in
you
5
can like
seconds.
roll the window down, and you're like, nope.
Well, now that Mary's here, you know what we should do? We should get your perspective of the boat story.
Oh my
gosh,
I'm traumatized. I'm never driving a boat again. I was so scared because at first I didn't even want to drive the stupid boat. And then Austin was like, "No, you should try it. You should try it." And as soon as I start driving it, I literally sink the boat. Like,
yeah, it was literally like 30 seconds.
I get it. Oh my goodness, so traumatizing.
And you were the only one that wasn't like drinking either.
Yeah. And I was the only one not of age to actually
drive the boat. You were too young, weren't you?
Yeah.
You had to be 21, technically.
Yeah. And I was 20. And then the cops came, and they were like, "Who was driving the boat?" And I can't lie, so I was 17.
You're like, I was.
I'm sorry.
That was so funny, though.
I thought we were all going to die.
Now we can look. Now we can look back at it and laugh.
Now I can say I sunk a boat, and I was really... I like saying that.
I will say that it was fun to go, but the Hoover Dam when we went, that shit was brutal.
I wouldn't go back.
I would go back.
Oh, when we just like were walking around.
I would go back not that time of year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, like prime time. I was pissed off the whole time we were fucking there.
I remember when we all got out of the car, we walked down the stairs and we were all already like, like sweating, like
oh my god, that fucking
sweat.
Parking garage.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure I remember, I think on the way back to the car, we were like walking behind this family or something, and they were taking their sweet ass fucking time. And I was like, fucking walk, bitches. Like, we're trying to get back to the fucking car. And I'm also just naturally a very fast paced walker.
Yeah.
And so nothing pisses me off more than walking behind slow ass motherfuckers. That shit is so fucking aggravating. And then when we're trapped outside in fucking 100 and however fucking degree weather.
Yeah, that was.
Well, at least you had a car that had air conditioning. Me and Austin were stuck in the car.
all had to keep taking shifts though. I remember that was nasty. Like when I was driving there, like my back was just like drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
I remember I would like sit in the back, and my back would be arched because I didn't want to like sit back and like feel my own sweat on the back of the seat. And you sit back and you're like wet, and you're like, ugh.
Dude, but it's like one of those things where, you know, when you sweat all over your clothes and then it starts to like dry somewhat and then it's like really cold. I usually hate that feeling, but that was like the type of weather where it's like, oh, my dried sweat it feels fucking good right now.
Dude, if we do something like that again, I'm gonna need to bring like twice as many clothes because I brought more than we did the first time, but I still feel like I just plowed through
fuck
clothes.
The clothes. I'm not wearing the fucking clothes.
Yeah.
It's bathing suits.
Dude, I want to be like SpongeBob and Patrick when they go in the tree dome. I want to just like put a fucking fishbowl around myself.
gosh.
I can't do that shit. And like, just like the story of me in Grand Junction when I threw up, it's like the heat makes me nauseous. Like the few times in my life that I feel like that I have thrown up not voluntarily, like it's because the heat triggers it so bad. Like I really think that's what pushed me over the edge in Grand Junction was how hot I was, and then I just puked. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we don't have that happen again this weekend.
Yeah.
Grand Junction. That would.
You don't want to watch me puke in a paper bag at brunch.
I don't. Every time we go up to Grand Junction, something happens. Puurich crashes in the kitchen.
Well, that's because That's different, okay? I took one too many hits of a joint.
Dude, when he greens out, he greens out.
That was wild.
You take 2 puffs and you're like, bro, I'm not feeling it.
And then I go and take one more.
And he's out.
Dude, I remember standing in the middle of the kitchen. I think I was like mid-conversation with, I think it was you. And I was just like speaking nonsense.
No, I'll never forget. We were all standing there talking, and I looked over at you, and you had that look on your face. And as someone who's like smoked hella weed, like I knew what he was feeling. And I felt so fucking bad because you were like, Kendall, I'm starting to feel anxious. Like, and I was like, oh no, like because if you're a stoner, you know, when you were in that situation, there's nothing you can do to reverse that shit. Like you just have to ride that shit out. And I knew you were in for a long night after that, and I just felt so bad. And then you were puking a lot, and then like you just kept puking, and I was like, and then Emily, she had like a grocery store bag and a trash can for you, and you kept, and then she tried to change it, and then it leaked out of the bag. So we both had that shit happen. Okay, I feel better now. But yeah, she was like trying to clean, and then I think it got on her hands or something.
Fuck, Emily, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
She was a real fucking one there. She's so like mom material.
She is. Even though she doesn't want kids, she would be a great mom.
Emily's mommy as fuck. Love you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was miserable. And that house had like 10 plus people in it that night. And fucking
the air mattress.
Dude. You were on an air mattress? Or?
I was on one of the Paco pads in the kitchen. Yeah,
but other people.
And in the living room, somebody was blowing up a fucking air mattress, and it felt like it was on for hours. I was like, shut the fuck up.
And on top of all of that, that was the second time this has happened with us.
Gosh.
The first time was at our anti-prom.
Oh, yeah.
And that time he was not on the kitchen floor. He was outside on the patio puking into the grass.
Yeah, in Emily's house. Sorry to the grass. Apologize to the grass. Poor yard. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that shit was so fucking. I felt so bad for you then too.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was just kind of like chilling. But didn't you fall asleep like, I think you fell asleep on a chair somewhere in her house.
Yeah, I think it was on the couch somewhere.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Needless to say, I won't be smoking.
Dude, and it's funny because like time will pass by and then we'll hang out and then someone will just be like, oh, Kendall, do you want to like smoke weed or something like that? And Kendall's like, yeah, sure. And then Perch is like, I kind of want to try again.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, no. Like, no like, more
I'm
weed.
honestly like the fucking worst, but I'm like, I really believe in Puurich, and I really think that we can make this work. And I'm on a weed detox, so I can't smoke right now. But I'm like, no, we're gonna get the right like measurement. We're gonna figure it out. But I'm telling you, I really think that what he needs to do is just like smoke a tiny bit. If he doesn't get high, just fucking leave it and don't be high.
Like,
and then the next time we try a little bit more and like
find your number.
Because like that was the thing last time it was like he didn't feel it, but you did smoke like a couple hits more after that one. So I think that overdid it.
Yeah, that hit like a
I know. Dude, yeah, and I'm pretty sure for a while there, you were laying on the kitchen floor without the Paco pad. Like, I'm pretty sure I had to force your ass onto that.
Yeah, probably.
Because I was like, I'm not letting you, as your friend, sleep on the kitchen floor when you are puking your guts out.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think you're allergic to weed?
Probably. I don't know.
Can you?
My body just like
Yeah,
probably,
rejects
yeah.
it.
Oh, you can be allergic to anything. I'm pretty sure.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Just because it's maybe you're. Yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like I've heard that people are allergic to weed.
Mm-hmm. You do well with alcohol, though.
Yeah, for the most part.
What would you do if you couldn't drink or smoke or do like anything? What if everything like that made you just like hella sick? Would you be sad?
No, I'd probably just do coke.
Whoa! Don't leave it on my nightstand.
You left your cocaine on my nightstand.
I just do coke. Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. That's probably a good thing though.
Yeah.
Keep myself way
Yeah.
healthier than I would be.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having Mary on. She'll probably be on sometime again in the future. But yeah, stay tuned next week. We'll have another podcast out and ready for you. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.